do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
They changed the name of the high school and all James was can say is, ooh, I'll be second day. 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 When a ball went turned into a vampire, all James was can say was, ooh, I'll be second day. 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 When he became Peter's best friend, they sat around the house and said, ooh, I'll be second day. 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 And you know that James Woods practices laundry well, but everything that he reads becomes real hard to spell. Everyone tries to help him, but the words just won't come out. There's only one thing he can think of, and it's what comes out his mouth. Ooh, I'll be second day. 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 When he comes out of his house, the women scream and shout. Ooh, I'll be second day. 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 When they know that he's next to the best of them, always says, ooh, I'll be second day. 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 Reese's Pieces on the floor and watch him come a saying, ooh, I'll be second day. 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 And you know that James Woods practices laundry well, but everything that he reads becomes real hard to spell. Everyone tries to help him, but the words just won't come out. There's only one thing he can think of, and it's what comes out his mouth. Ooh, I'll be second day. 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 When he comes out of his house, the women scream and shout. Ooh, I'll be second day. 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 Ooh, I'll be second day.
Fucking thing sucks.
Well, hello now. Looky who showed up at old Uncle Warren's house. Unannounced. Me and my shotgun ready to go. Ha! No weapons here. Just a weapon of love, mister. Or missus, or whatever you are. Out there in the ether. Welcome to ExtraBulla Live with Uncle Warren. That would be me. Normally I have a guest on here, or a goat. I was about to say, normally I have a goat on here. But no goat tonight, except for me. But tonight I figured it would be, first off, I hadn't lined up a guest for tonight. I might do one, I might get somebody in for Friday night. I don't know, probably not. We'll see. Kind of a thing. It's just been one of those weeks, y'all. So tonight I figured, since the election was yesterday and there's still some people with some anxiety issues about it, or we can just make fun of those people. Either way, we could do that. We could just talk about the, just coming down, everybody chill. We knew it was going to be bad either way. So, and this is, in this case, it was both devils we know. So, because we saw Trump earlier, 4 years ago. We got Desert Mantis in the house. Let's attract more viewers to ExtraBulla. Hit the like and get the likes up to 500, folks. Oh, you are so sweet. Desert, you're one of my favorites. CJ, good to see you, brother. We got Max Sarge in the house, too. And I believe Miguel was doing a drive-by peace sign there. Maybe he'll be back later. We'll see. So, yeah, the election was yesterday, November 5th. Remember, the 5th of November. When the elites picked their favorite fascist. And that's what happened. They picked their favorite, and it turned out to be Donald Trump. So, and of course, I think a lot of people were online today just for the liberal tears, just for that reaction alone. You know, just see, you know, the pussy hats and the wah, you know, all that. And I know there was something. Oh man, I lost my concentration. Thanks, Kate. What are you doing here? What do you mean? What are you doing here? Wait, where are you? Where'd you go? Oh, you're on Facebook. Hey, so you're the one. Okay. Kate over there on Facebook. Yeah, so we're on YouTube, Rockfin, Rumble, Facebook, the usuals. And then she appears on YouTube like magic. There's several posts. The first thing people did today was turn on The View. I'm sure this is probably the highest rated show The View has ever had today, and not for the reasons they wanted either. So they a lot of tears on there. I believe Whoopi said she was never going to say Trump's name again. And somebody said, well, it's because they don't like women. It's because they don't like women of color. They don't like this. They don't like that. Except for the fact that you're a fucking genocidal maniac. Do you have clips from The View? No, I don't have. I can't play those. I get zippy zapped. I don't know. Maybe see. I don't know where they went. I guess I could look up The View. If you watched the show this morning extra with yours truly, we told you that Rashida Tlaib won, and so did Ilhan Omar. Ileana Presley, is that her name? Ileana? She, I don't know if she won or lost. Dimitri! Go Trump. It's all shit, man. Come on. Kamala did her concession speech today, and ironically, she didn't fuck up. So it was actually a good speech, but too little too late. Oops. You want to see me reenact The View? Okay. All right, fuck it. God damn it. The links I go to find this for you. I mean, I'm just going to do The View tweeter search and see. Okay. Okay, all right.
Out on the field.
Okay, all right. Let me set this up. So this is a little taste. I think this is from Hotspot. Damn it. Come on. Why would you do this? Okay. Is everything closed? Nobody see my business. All right. So, oops. Let's try this again. So this is one little thing from The View. It's only like 18 seconds, so I don't know how good this is.
Aside from buck naked dancing on the top of the table, I don't know what else she could have done.
I don't think she could have done more. I think she left it all out on the field. I think she raised $1 billion in 3 months. I think that she ran a flawless campaign, and I maintain that. I think now it's the time for us to work.
Flawless campaign. That's funny. It's just because you raise $1 billion doesn't mean you're gonna win. Unfortunately, it used to, kinda. Let's see. Joy Reid from MSNBC said Kamala Harris was a historic, flawlessly run campaign. If you can see that there, this is and then they got all these brainiacs on there. How long is this shit? 46 seconds? All right. If I got to suffer, you do too. So this isn't The View, but this is close enough. Might as well be.
And I think it's important to say that, you know, anyone who has experienced or been in the United States for any period of time and experienced this country's history and knows it cannot have believed that it would be easy to elect a woman president, let alone a woman of color. Let's just be clear. And nothing that was true yesterday about how flawlessly this campaign was run is not true now. I mean, this really was an historic, flawlessly run campaign. She had Queen Latifah never endorses anyone. She came out and endorsed. You know, I mean, she had every prominent celebrity voice. She had the Taylor Swiftie to the Swifties. She had the Beehive. Like, you could not have run a better campaign in that short period of time. And
see what the thing that what's her face here, Florida Evans doesn't understand is that people don't give a shit about celebrities. In fact, celebrities are probably a bigger turnoff to your cause, right? If you're supposed to be left leaning, you're supposed to be out there talking to workers. You're supposed to be talking to blue collar people, you know, and trying to get them to bring them back. But the Democrats, of course, were not going to do that. And of course, this is all on the notion that electoral politics actually does anything in this country, which it absolutely does not. Doesn't exist. They're high on the copium. They could have ran a better campaign. Yes, doesn't exist. Good to see you, by the way. And Ghost Start's here too. Hey, Ghost Start, what's going on, buddy? Where are you, Ghost Start? Or you're over there on the Rumblies, the Rumbly Tumblies. Orange hair bad. Yes, exactly. And I've been saying this whole time, it's like, okay, you know, you had your fun with the third parties, you know, in your fan fiction that you thought they were going to get Jill Stein 5% or whatever, get them on the debate stage. That ain't going to happen. What's up, Prop? Good to see you, buddy. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You have to get people out in the streets. You have to get financial aid, like mutual assistance for people so they can strike, so they can get off their jobs, so they can march in the streets and still not have to worry about, what the fuck is that? And still not have to worry about like going hungry. Because the trap here in America is they get you to get, you know, they encourage you to, you know, get married, have a family, get a good job, you know, and save up some money. You know, put that money into that 401k so you can, you know, have that for later, and make sure you're saving up for a house. They get you in these traditional sociological financial traps, right? Where you're saying today is not a lot of people, especially like in my generation, Gen X, not getting married, right? Because we knew right off the bat, one thing, we were very selfish people. We wanted to do for ourselves. And we're like, I don't want a family. I got to take care of a kid. Fuck that. You know. So here we are, 2024, on the cusp of 2025, and birth rates are down because people can't afford to have kids, right? So that's all the thing they tie people into. So the reason why we haven't been out in the streets earlier is because of these entanglements, as you will. It was, so like it would be easy for you, if you were single, for you to strike on your job, right? Or it'd be a little bit easier to do, let's just say, than it would for someone who's married, because they have to think about their mortgage, or they have to think about, you know, some sort of financial thing. Their health care for their kids, right? They can't jeopardize their health care for the kids. I can't be going out marching in the street against, you know, the duopoly and all these people that's running shit, man, they're gonna take away my health care from my kids, and that's what happens. Well, birth rates for Gen X, I'm saying, are down, I guess. Maybe not overall, because there's a whole lot of people fucking. That's for sure. The ghost of Peanut? What happened to Peanut? When did Peanut die? Who killed Peanut? Ghost of Peanut. All right. I ain't afraid of no ghost. Bring it. Kiwi Corner joining Ghost Start over on the Rumbles. Nothing will fundamentally change, according to a quote by Sleepily Joe Biden. Well, no, that's the point. The thing is, like, the rates are down because it's people are not getting married and having these kids because they don't want the responsibility, and they're scared shitless of having a kid, so they're wrapping that rascal and taking all kinds of birth control and shit. So they don't have to have those responsibilities because they can't afford it. They barely take care of themselves, much less like a kid. But I'm pretty certain that's why the birth rate is down, is more of a financial thing. And it has nothing to do with like Bill Gates and all this stuff with the, you know, getting rid of people and too many people on the planet or whatever. I mean, I'm not saying he isn't about that, but I'm just saying that I don't think people are getting sterilized or anything. I think what it is just they can't afford to have kids. You know, I found out that early, you know, when I was in my early 20s, and I noticed that salaries were not going to be that high. And you have to, you know, take into the cost of how much a kid's going to cost and all this stuff. And it's just like, for some of us, it just was not worth it. And yeah, that's another good point. You could afford a kid, but why the fuck would I want to bring a kid into this shit ass world? Exactly. Well, that's another thing too. It's just like, when you figure it out early that this world is shit, why the hell would you want to bring someone else into this world? That's just ridiculous. But they're like, but you know, the human race, what if the human race dies off? You know, other things have died off too. I don't know, maybe the earth would be like, glad those assholes are gone. Peace, dove. They haven't moved out of their parents' basement. Exactly, Desert. I can barely afford myself. My sisters have kids. Yeah, I have like a shit ton of nieces and nephews. And I love each and every one of them. And I would be shattered if none of those kids were around on this planet. That being said, I didn't shit them out. My sisters did. So, you know, I'm glad they did, because I sure as fuck wasn't going to do that. I mean, physically, I wasn't going to do that anyway. But, you know what I'm saying. So what can we look forward to with more Trump, right? So what happened last time? The worst part of it is probably the situation in Israel is going to be much, much worse. I mean, it's really hard to go past burning children alive. But I'm sure these assholes have an imagination, and they will find a way to make it much more evil. Kim, hello, dear. Good to see you. Ghostart says, today in Ottawa, they announced the filing of a lawsuit against the government of Canada for violating its duty to prevent genocide. Nice. Zelipa. Zelipa, is that how you say it? Zelipa? 8 billion is way too many. I don't know, man. You put a shit ton of people on Antarctica, you know, if they like cold weather. Although you'd be living on a mile thick of ice above the actual soil, so I don't know how good that would be. One good thing about the Donald Trump win, the WEF could be dead in the water. Yeah, I'm not getting my hopes up, though. I'm gonna be like Missouri on that one. I'll believe it when I see it. Kate says, I bought my first house when I was 23, but I had a job paying over $8 an hour in 1977, and my house was under $15,000, and I was fortunate to have half down. How is that going to happen today? It's not. Nobody can afford down payments. What is that legend? What are you talking, Lord of the Rings? Down payment? What kind of olden times phrase is that? Yeah, especially now. I mean, yeah, you could probably afford a house like in the middle of bumfuck Egypt, but it's not going to be cheap, even way out there. And if you are way out there living the cheap life in the cheap house, you're still probably going to have to travel a long ways to work, unless you can work from home. And that's the thing. How many people are going to find a cheap house that they can work from home from? Not everybody's going to be able to work from home. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, the people on Earth, it's not the problem. It's what we're doing with the Earth alongside the people, right? You know, we keep destroying all these natural resources and turning them into just these poisons onto the planet. Yeah, Kate, 15,000 won't even get a down payment these days. I don't think you may not be able to get a down payment on a car with that. I don't know, maybe you could. But yeah, everything's so expensive. And they said, well, it's a supply issue. That's not a supply issue. It's a greed issue. It's these corporations. And you know this old children's tale from the sea, right? Sorry, I'm a little OCD. I'm not centered on the thing. Okay. So these corporations, they lay off as many employees as they can to get by, do everything on the cheap, and then the profits go to the CEO and the board. And if you get a bonus, if you get money from the government, that goes right into stock buybacks. And that artificially inflates the price of your stock and the worth of your company. And for some reason, that shit is legal as hell. $15K on a used car, maybe. Yeah. Global solidarity. Does good to see you. Communes are illegal. Now, I don't know how you do communism with like 330 million people. I don't think it's feasible to do. Now, if you broke it up into smaller communes, like maybe, like multiple communes in certain areas and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I think we should have like some sort of hybrid economy that reflects all the, that's a melting pot economy for a melting pot nation, right? You hear all these people talking about immigration stuff, like, we're not a melting pot. And it's like, bitch, that's all I ever heard when I was a kid. Hell, they had like a Saturday morning cartoon, Schoolhouse Rock saying we was a melting pot. They don't want to hear it because the heat that's melting the pot is getting too hot for those that have been here this whole time. I know, right? Fuck new vehicles. I'm not getting a new vehicle. For one thing, with the computer shit, I mean, but it's at this point, you have to get like a car that's over 30 years old that doesn't have all that computer shit in there, right? And then you'll get the stink eye because, it's farting out all the smoke in the back. But look, give me like an old 91 Honda Civic with a stick shift and I'm good. I don't need anything else, man. Those cars will run forever. So if you ever find like a early 90s Honda Civic with a stick shift and it's in good shape, man, you might want to snag that. Unless it's 15 grand, then don't snag it. Single family homes are for people that are related by blood. Yes. So you can't have a single family of 8 different people in there. That's not a single family. But yeah, so of course, so Trump's going to be all up in Israel's ass, eating that ass, again. That's probably going to be the worst part of it. So, But the thing now is, briefly, as we've been doing the news here in the mornings, I've noticed that Russia is starting to play a little bit more of a role into the mix with Israel, right? Because of the Syria connection, right? They'd be, Israel's like blowing up Russian shit in Syria, and Russia's like, we got nukes, right, motherfucker? So if Russia gets pulled into the Middle East situation, backing up their buddies Iran, then what's Trump gonna do, right? Who knows what that motherfucker's gonna do. In Santa Rosa, California, there's a very cool Honda Civic culture of lowriders and jacked up cars. Yes. Kim says, my mom bought a K car in 1988 and had it for 25 years. Nice. Oh, the Chrysler K cars. Yeah, I remember that. Lee Iacocca and Chrysler, man. Trump is a sucker for neocons. Yes. Kill your egregores. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you are well this evening. We're just, this is a little chatty, chill chat. Talking a little about, what happened yesterday with the elections. And I mean, are you really surprised Kamala lost? I think she did less than Clinton in trying to get the vote. I mean, she did her pandering bit. She did a lot of pandering and stuff. But, it's Zio versus Zio in Tel Aviv. Yeah. And those, the Orthodox Jews ain't having none of that getting called up and being soldier shit either. They were not having that at all. They've been protesting the fuck out of that thing too. That's what I'm afraid of, global solidarity, that religion will become dominant. We don't need theocratic governments. Your faith is a personal thing, right? It shouldn't be legislated. And it definitely shouldn't be like mandated in some sort of state fashion. That's just, oof. That's a Handmaid's Tale right there. Are you guys sharing porn sites in the chat? If so, please continue. What's up, Bella? I didn't see you. What's up? Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, Kamala was an awful candidate. She's an awful politician. She's an awful person too. So this is the time, folks. This is when, between now and January 20th, when shithead gets inaugurated again, what's going to happen? What's going to happen here? What's going to happen in the Middle East? What's going to happen with Russia and Ukraine? Zelensky's like, hey, we still getting that money, ain't we, baby? That money, the money. And they're like, no, bitch, you ain't getting no money. Oh, Kiwi, you got a Honda, you said? That's nice. Very good. Installation failed. What are you talking about, Zilippa? What are you installing? You guys, the Trump Epstein connections and everything really make stuff sus. Yes, of course. Seriously, if you're not suspicious of Trump, come on. He ain't saving shit, all right? The only people that's going to save shit is you and me and these folks over here and some guy over there and this guy with the monkey and there's a guy eating a sandwich. Those people. That's who's going to do it. It ain't going to be none of these fucking politicians. Zelensky, the cocaine dwarf. Yes. I must have the cocaine for my nose. Yeah, he was like Robin Williams back in the 70s. The dude was like doing more coke than I don't know, somebody who does coke a lot. The Scarface makes Scarface look like a lightweight. Cam, okay. Interesting. I love a mystery, Zalippa. You've intrigued me. Yeah, Barron, Trump's kid is he's like 6'10", I think. Yeah, he's a fucking giant, that kid. You see him on stage, it looks like somebody photoshopped him bigger, right? Like they took a picture, like a regular ass picture, and they cut him out and went, ooh. He's going to have back and knee problems when he gets older, though. I hate it for him. Tall people, if we're, my tall people out there, you know what I'm talking about. Back issues, knees, ankles, the whole 9 yards, that whole lower torso, toast. Especially if they made you play basketball back in the day and you played on like hard concrete or hard asphalt or something like that. It's no good. The installation of hair has failed. So yeah, that would have been fucked up. She probably would have been, I don't know. My history memory banks are not that good, but she probably would have been the first person ever elected president who didn't win their party's nomination through election. I'm sure there's got to be something else. Kill your egregores. You're 6'4" and gravity kills. Yeah. Anonymous. You're eating yourself? You're eating moose? Don't eat moose. Don't eat squirrel. Old Man Barker's up in here too. Hey, buddies. What's going on there, Old Man Barker? So we're just spitballing, just kicking the can around, just, hanging out in the barber shop, just, telling tales out of school is basically what we're doing here tonight. No guests, just me, just decompressing from all the bullshit yesterday. Prop, you can't really imagine Kamala and Trump being actually against each other. Yeah, it's all scripted. It's theater. Of course, they're all buddies behind the scenes, or at least they're nice enough to each other behind the scenes. And it's the ones who pay them that are pulling the strings. Yeah, the connections are the same, and they say, oh well, the Democrats are different, the Republicans are different. But when it comes time for the military budget, they are just making sure, money, making it rain. Oh, you want health care? How can we afford that? See, and until you get in the streets, people will keep kicking sand in your face at the beach. You got to take the bully out. Because fuck that guy. It's just going to get worse, people. I mean, they're just going to keep doing more heinous and heinous shit. And then we're going to be like, well, what can we do? What can we do? And then the next thing you know, it's time for the presidential elections again. Let's tote out Jill Stein. Let's get everybody's hopes up and see if we can break this duopoly. It's like, you're not going to break the duopoly with Jill Stein. You never could. You never will. All right? You need to get that out of your fucking head. I know you might like her. You love her. You like where she's at. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Until you fix the underlying system, you can vote for Jesus Christ, Buddha, Vishnu, whoever the fuck, Superman. It ain't gonna matter because the system underneath is shit. And it's been shit for a long time. You gotta fix the system first, then you can worry about elections. Otherwise, you're just pointing your energies in the wrong spot. Right? You point it towards election day, hoping against hope, telling all your buddies, yeah, I'm voting for Jill Stein. I'm in the cool kids club. Like, you might as well just vote for Harris. You might as well just vote for Trump or vote for a tree stump. It don't matter until you fix the underlying system. And I can't stress this enough. Until you fix the underlying system, you are building your house upon a foundation of sand. They say that in the Bible. You don't want to build your house on a foundation of sand. You want to build your house on a foundation of rock. And right now, it's not sand that the house is built on. It's liquid dump shit. And if you're eating, I apologize. But that's what our system is right now. Yeah, I couldn't vote for genocide either. Vote for the mermaids. Yeah, Hillary kind of started it when she said it was my turn. I was like, bitch, the voters determine whose turn it is. They have all these dynasties and shit like that, like the Bushes and the Clintons and stuff. Like, fuck that shit. We've made this a kingdom. We've made this an oligarchy. And we need to break out of it, folks. So what do? You're like, well, what can I do? I'm just little old me. I always tell people you have to talk to people outside of your comfort zone, right? Even if it's just small talk. If it's somebody that you don't normally associate with, but you think you might be able to talk to about these things at some point, give it a shot, But if you're talking to people, don't insult them. Don't insult their intelligence. Some people are not stupid. Some people are just brainwashed. Okay, they're actually kind of intelligent people. They just haven't put two and two together, and they may need you to come along and help them do that. But if you're calling them stupid, they're just going to go la 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 la. John Kemper in the house. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. So yeah, be kind. Please rewind, and if you truly want to get to people and not just rub their face in it, then you have to do those techniques. We have to change the way we communicate with people. Because what we're doing right now is not working. Nobody is communicating with each other because we're being divided left and right, literally left and right, rich and poor, and all kinds of ways too. Hey, Jacqueline Jack. Good to see you. Please rewind shows your age. Be kind, please rewind. That's right. See, back in the old days, we had these places called video rental places, and you could get movies there that were on these things called VHS tapes. And you put these things in what they called a video cassette recorder or a VCR, and you played them for your entertainment. So if you got it from Blockbuster Video, they always had a little sticker on the tape because I don't know if remember how a tape works, but it only goes one way. You get to the end of the tape, then you got to rewind it if you want to see it at the beginning. So you have to physically wind the reels. So on the thing, it would have a little sticker that says, "Be kind, please rewind." There was even a market for like tape rewinders, so you didn't wear out your VCR from all the rewinding. There was a whole thing. Hey, peace, my sister had a beta cam. Well, she had a beta deck, right? And it had the little tapes like this. Fun story. I always tell anytime somebody brings up beta, I always have to bring up this story. So I worked in TV news and production back in the 90s. And we shot our video and edited our video on super beta, right? These big ass tapes, like yay big, right? Looked like about as big as a license plate. Huge tape. But the thing was, like, when VHS and Beta had their little battle, Beta lost the consumer war, but they ended up going to the TV stations. So Beta still made profit. They just made profit off the TV stations and not and not off of the people. So that's where Beta went to die. And then you had, nonlinear editing with hard drives replacing physical tapes. And although I think still some places still use physical tapes for backup or something. Will Donald Trump increase censorship if he gets blowback from his voting flock if he does not improve their economic well-being? I wouldn't be surprised. I sound like a poser. I only talk about anime I know about. I do know about Attack on Titan. I've seen all the episodes except for like half of the last season. And I work in a bookstore with manga. So, I wasn't bragging about shit, bitch. You trying to start shit on my show, motherfucker? You're the one wearing digital blackface, prop. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You need to change that icon of yours. That's the devil. Anyway. But yeah, Yeah, anything's on the table now, right? Censorship, they're still trying to get at social media. They're still going to try and get you at you on the tweeters or wherever you're doing your social media shit. Uh, hey, prop. Uh, you show some. You give me my. You give me my proper spec. You put some spec on it. But yeah. So Glory Jones said I could use this account, and she is black. Is she a black man? I don't think so. Try again, buddy. Just came from Rashid's channel. Okay. Well, welcome, Vera. Good to see you, dear. And pretended to be a skateboarder and not a black man. Okay, that's fine. It goes to Peanut. That kills me. Poor Peanut. Who killed Peanut? Enough with the killings. My God. So yeah, folks, the moral of the story is voting is all just show and pageantry. Like if you want to go see a movie on Broadway or, you know, some sort of play on Broadway or something like that, you know, and you want a little distraction for yourself, go for it. That's what the elections are. It's just a little distraction to keep your mind busy while some real shit is going on behind the scenes. So, but you can't put your faith in any of these political parties. None of them. I don't care who it is, Green Party, none of the Libertarians, none of these parties. They're just, all they are is just fundraising machines. They're fundraising machines. Oh, and we also happen to run candidates sometimes. And I'm not saying these are bad things. These are bad entities, these political parties. I'm just saying they're just kind of a waste of time. If I had my druthers, everybody would be an independent candidate, and then you'd form coalitions with like-minded people instead of people who you were affiliated with by party. I think the party really keeps people from coming together and working together. It's like, oh, I can't believe you working with that Democrat over there. You're working with that Republican, you know. Because all the fucking labels, all they do is just, it's just like this immediate, instant gratification of sizing somebody up. That's what a label does. I don't want to take the time to get to know you fully, so let me hear this label of yours. Oh, you're a Republican. Well, you must be some right-wing piece of shit. Oh, you're a liberal. Oh, you must be some sort of communist or some shit like that. It is. It's a lot of fake money. I mean, and the money they spend on these campaigns. I don't know. Maybe I'm politically foolish, but I think you could get away with a lot of free advertising if you were running as a candidate, but you'd have to really just, you know, put your head down and go to it and work to do that. But it's possible, right? And like we said, these candidates are not, maybe it's on purpose, maybe it's by design that they're not running good campaigns. But, you know, you have to target the right people for your campaign. And usually that just means just talking to regular ass people. And it can't just be you. It has to be you and others doing that too, in order to get more people involved, right? You know, you and someone else and some other people, and then you get others involved. You talk to them, and you know, you try to break them out of their bubbles and keep them informed about what's really going on, right? Like with me, I do the Monday, Wednesday, Friday news shows where I basically just spit a lot of shit out, a lot of information out to you. I try not to do that much with the opinions on it, but sometimes you just can't help it. It's just so, you know, you just can't help but react to it in some sort of way, right? So have 4 years starting today. Bit behind. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're trying to catch up, Jacqueline? So yeah, a bit behind, listening to the woman saying the Dems ran a flawless campaign based on what? No policies and being complicit in a genocide. Geno's Bar and Grill. Exactly. Well, that's all part of the propaganda thing. They want to make sure that the troops stay in line. It's like, don't worry, it was a flawless campaign. It was obviously their fault. Somebody did some cheating. And that's the thing now. That's the thing. You just say the other person cheated, and you can feel good knowing that the other person cheated and that your candidate is not a dumbass piece of shit that ran a horrible campaign, who ran under hubris, who assumed that the nomination was yours, that you couldn't possibly vote for Trump again. Fool me once, shame on fool me, won't get fooled again. Sorry. Every time I hear that George Bush quote, I always think of the Who. Oh, love drinking gasoline. 4 years to get your policy out there to win in 2028 wouldn't cost billions. Yeah, you'd have to start now, John. I mean, that's the thing. You have to start now. And you have to be consistent. Your message has to be consistent. Your policies have to be solid. I mean, you can't be just like running your Aunt B out there or some shit. You got to have like some serious people who are going to say, hey, I'm going to tear up the system and we're going to build it back together. I didn't hear anybody talking about general strike in this election. Not even the usual grifters, the little grifty indie channels. I didn't hear them talking about general strike. That's right. Doesn't exist. We don't get fooled again, man. I do like that song. I used to work at a classic rock station, and they played the shit out of it because love some old Who like that. Some good stuff. So that's the thing, folks. You should enjoy today, especially if you're someone who doesn't give a shit about either one of these candidates, and you just like seeing the cult members break down into tears. I wouldn't suggest that as a regular diet, but today it's a nice little snack. It's kind of nice seeing that some of these people who thought they knew everything knew absolutely nothing. Persuasion is the best tool in a campaign. People usually want things working well. So you know what? You are quite right. Look at all you know what? I got to do something here real quick. Sorry, folks. I don't like white people in my chat. I don't like white people in my chat. So I got to get rid of these white people. If you give me 1 second here. Let's just do that. There we go. And I think we should be in good shape. Oh, wait a minute. We got 3. Can we do that? Okay. There we go. We got our Smurfs back now. Everything's good. Okay. So now is the time to talk to your pals. Like I said, I started streaming on Facebook because I wanted friends of mine that aren't in this space that I'm usually in to get some of this news and stuff that I'm putting out from these independent journalists, right? You're melanin challenged. Blue lives matter here. That's right, though. No cops, just us. Yeah, you could say fuck without being censored. I would hope so. But yeah, just once again, if you're just coming in, we're just doing a little hanging out session here. I did say I was going to mention updates to the channels, or channel, I should say. So, of course, we've got Morning Extra. We've changed the time on that now. It's 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Mountain, 8 a.m. Pacific time. Yes. He was getting some complaints how it's like, why are you on so early? I was like 9 in the morning Central time. It's like, that's not early. You're a drinker. Why do you drink? That's why mommy left. Because of your drinking. So that's new. The show is new, obviously, and the time is new. Now, that's really new. Of course, this show, I've been trying to do it on Wednesday nights. Nihilo Nostrum, hello. Good to see you. Oh man, you've got the hammer and sickle with the Ouroboros over it for the logo. Nice. That's cool. So this show, we're trying to have people on, people in this space, that are interesting and are trying to do stuff with their channels, and content creators and activists and that sort of thing. And for the O'Doyles get theirs done. I cut my own hair, so oh, you listen on the way to work and at work. Oh, okay, cool. That's good. Yeah, we try to keep it where it's just like one of those things where you don't really need the video so much, because it's mostly just me reading websites mostly. But I enjoy it, and I like to think that it's doing some good, maybe reaching some people it wouldn't normally reach. So like I said, O'Doyle's rule. So like I said, just talk to, maybe a cousin or something, pick off somebody, like a cousin. A cousin's a good one to start with. That somebody like that, is just like crazy into one of these political cults, and you say, look, man, I got something for you that's better than politics, man. Try this, my brother. It's called truth. I know, I got nothing. I wonder if CNN and MSNBC might start to care about Palestinian lives now that it's Trump behind it all. I will say this. I don't know, because the Zionists got their fingers in everything. If Trump were to say, I hate those Palestinians, I hate all the Palestinians, if you hate me, then you'll love Palestinians, or something like that. It's all some sort of psychological game, because they have to hate him for something, because he has to be the boogeyman that is the bane of everybody's existence. He has to be the root of everybody's problems. And I'm not saying he ain't the root of some problems, but he ain't the root of all problems. You can't just be telling people shit like that. And, some of us older people have known Trump for years and know what he's been about. And it's just like, he's all over the place. He was a Democrat. He was, at one time, he's friends with the Clintons. It's all trash. But that's the thing, the DNC, the RNC, neither one of these people, I mean, especially the Republicans, they won. So, they're not going to change their ways. They're going to keep doing what they're doing. The Democrats are never going to change their ways. The closest thing, the closest thing we get to any sort of unity on the left was the Bernie movement. And that fizzled out when he fizzled out. So that just really tells you, how concentrated was that coalition of people to begin with, if it was just centered around one old dude, right? The Baba Wawa interviews. Yes, that's right. The interesting thing, too, is that this is a lame duck president now that's on his way out. And so when Trump comes in, it'll be his second term. He can't run for a third term. So he will be a lame duck president when he goes in, just like Obama was when he started his second term, and so was Clinton. So who knows? In that when he knows he doesn't have to run for a re-election, ain't no telling what that man's going to do. Ain't no telling. All right? Because these are crazy times. Friends are enemies. Enemies are friends. Dogs, cats living together. Mass hysteria. It's just ridiculous shit. Anyway, what was I talking about before? Oh, yeah, we were talking about the shows. So we got Morning Extra. That's our news show. We got this. This is our interview show. And, of course, we got the Secret Show on Saturday nights, which is just a mixed bag of just all kinds of weird, fun shit to kind of get your mind kind of descrambled over the weekend, Because then when you hit Monday, it's just like, ugh. here we go again. So, and we're gonna try and do some different stuff on the secret show too. Try and get more guests on and that sort of thing. For as long as it goes, but at the same time, I still have to look for a job. I'm still looking for a job, and it's been quite difficult to find something, to be honest with you. So it's a little frustrating. And oh yeah, Bitcoin way up. That's right. And the stock market was up too today, because of the news about Trump. So anyway, we're trying to do different things here. I'm kind of inspired by Franco and what he's done with his channel. He kind of went from like a political analysis show, and now he's trying to do more of like a kind of like a mental health kind of and shows, doing videos about positivity and how to build yourself up and stuff like that. And I think we need more of that. I think we have too many people in this space who are making money off of people's misery and their fears of what world is going to awake them when they wake up in the morning. I'm not into fear peddling or cashing in on fear, and I don't want to work with anybody who does. I want to see more directions where we're actually reaching out to people and informing them, not just preaching to the choir, not just passing around the same fucking guests around to each different show, and coming on and having just these lame opinions about shit that you really have no idea about, right? We don't need any more opinions like that. We need people trying to get people out in the streets. That's what we need. That's the bottom line. Let's get them out in the streets. Let's shut down the system. Let's shut down this corruption. And it ain't going to be easy. I always tell people it's never going to be easy. I love Jimmy Dore. Hello. Prop, is that one of your side accounts? But that's the thing. Fear is the thing that drives everything. That's how they control people. That's how they sell you shit. They scare the shit out of you. And they scare the shit out of you, and they provide the comfort for the scares too. So, like I said, it's going to be difficult to do. It's not going to be easy because the powers that be are not going to let go of the strings of power that easily. We're going to have to pry it from their claws. So if you don't do it, yeah, and you got to build mutual aid too. So I think my buddy Ed was talking about how we need to get it buddies up with some of these millionaire people, not the billionaires, but like some of these millionaire people, and say, hey, look, we need to get a bunch of you guys together and help out with these strike funds. Let's see what happens, So, but you got to learn how to schmooze a little bit. You got to learn to communicate. You got to learn how to talk to people, read the room, as they say in comedy, and like I said, when you're trying to talk to somebody, you got to be patient with them, because you got to remember this person has been just soaked, is permeated with propaganda, probably, and the older they are, the more propagandized they are, right? So, but just be patient with them. But sometimes you got to be firm and say, hey, look, that shit you're watching is no bueno. Here, I got some people. Let me show you these journalists that'll tell you the straight truth. And hopefully that'll help change their lives. So, wow, I did not expect this many people to be out tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. We're at the top of the hour now. I thought Willie was going to do a show tonight, but I guess he didn't get enough sleep, so he's sleeping, or he's got to do prep work, so he's going to do it tomorrow night. I love Willie. Willie's a good guy. I know with his job situation, a lot of times he has to move his show around, and sometimes when he's doing Bragland, he has to deal with kind of Jimmy not showing up sometimes too, and it's just, I know it can be a little frustrating for him, but we love you, Willie, and keep on plugging along, man. You're doing good work, and one thing before we go, I don't go after people's content so much in this space. Like, I don't critique people's content if they're coming from a good place and they're trying to achieve something. Like, maybe they're talking in a language that sounds shit libby, but they're actually speaking the language of the people they're trying to get to, and that's a form of communication to get, you know, past the shields, as it were, so we can actually talk to real people and stuff. So yeah, this is a good hour. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming out. Love you bunches. You know that. I shouldn't have to say that, but I love saying it. And you know, just I don't know, just keep talking to people. If you feel down, you feel like nothing's working, just try and reach out to somebody. If you reach out to one person and you're able to get through and break them out of that bubble, you're doing the Lord's work. CBC voter. Yes. Good to see you, pal. On that note, I'm going to say goodnight to each and every one of you. I will be back, like I said, what's tomorrow? Thursday. I won't be on tomorrow, so I'll be back Friday morning with Morning Extra at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific time. And then Saturday evening, around 11 p.m., midnight Eastern, we're going to do a secret show. So have a great night, everybody. I will see you when I see you. Be safe, love each other, stay out of the cults, use your critical thinking skills. Oh, I have a thing. Do I have a thing? I don't have a thing. Do I have a thing? I thought I had a thing. Where is this? What the hell? I don't have a thing. Never mind. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I thought I had a thing. I guess that's for the other channel. Oh, that's right. That's for the chicken. I have the chicken that comes down with the egg. So if you like everything, like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate it. If you want to make a donation to the show, the Cash App's always welcome, but we do Patreon and Venmo and stuff like that. If you can't afford it, I understand. Nobody can, really. If you share out the links, that'd be great, too. And just sharing out the show and letting other people see it and letting them come to their own conclusions about the show is a really good thing as well, too. So I appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time. Peace. Wait a minute. I went to the wrong one. This is just a little embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. It's just a little embarrassing, but I do it for you. Bye. 1, 2, 3, 4.